Alrighty. Well, today we're going to be trying something a little bit different. So we're here in the shop and I'm going to be making a sheath with you. So this is a little bit different than my regular short form content. So let me know what you think, if I should do more long form content like this, maybe out in the garden with the chickens and stuff like that. But with it being long form, be a little less refined. You'll have to deal with some more of my stutters and stuff like that, but I think it'll be fun. So if you couldn't tell by my shirts and the videos, um, part of what I do is build holsters for a holster company. But for the purposes of today's video, we're not going to worry about holster stuff. We're going to worry about sheath stuff. When I started making holsters, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, but yeah, I'd rivet them by hand with like a hammer and the little press, just do it like that. But the processes have improved, my skills have improved, so we're gonna make a new holster for this, or sheath for this little knife. Okay, so this is the knife we're gonna be making a sheath for. So I'll get up close here so you can see I've hammered these rivets and they kind of stick up a little bit. They'll rub on a backpack or up against your leg, wherever you're mounting this. And it's a lot of holster or sheath. So the knife is nothing special. It's made in China. Just a cheap knife I got when I was in college. I did stipple the grip panels. So you got pretty good texturing on there, but nothing special here. Okay, so I picked out a nice scrap piece of Kydex here. I'm thinking, instead of running rivets on both sides, I'll probably just fold it over like this, so that way it'll just have rivets here on the front. So one thing I've learned over the years is you really want a t-shirt press when you're making Kydex sheaths. The reason for that is, first of all, your wife is going to kill you the first time you burn Kydex in her oven. Second of all, it's a lot better at regulating temperature. You look at, like, the cooking shows where they have the little thermostats in the oven. That's because ovens aren't good for regulating temperature. These heat presses are so much better. So if we put this to 375, throw over this silicone sheet here so that we don't burn the Kydex. So coming in closer here, one of the problems with this knife is it's got all these ridges on the back, which, 5 years ago I thought, hey, that looks pretty cool. But when you're making a sheath, they're going to rub on the inside of this sheath every time you enter and exit that sheath. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to block it off, put like little bits of wood there. Alrighty, that's all blocked off now. Okay, so I just put it in, it's heating up, and then I'm going to throw it here in this press. Alrighty, here it is out of the heat press. So we're going to drill holes now for the rivets, and this is a little tool that we made that has the even spacing for standard sheath and holster attachments and stuff. So what I'll do is I'll just line this up, take my pencil, draw little holes, then I'll just drill it out. Okay, so this is something a little important to talk about. So there are different types of sheaths for different things. The type of sheath that I'm making today is something that can be mounted on a backpack, or maybe like a bino harness or something like that. And what's important to me is, from the sheath, being able to get a full grip. Okay, here we got all the holes drilled. You got to make sure to get all that crap out of there so that you get good spacing on the blade. Okay, now it's starting to come together. We're starting to see how it's gonna look. And I like leaving it a little bit flared. That way it's just easier to reholster, or resheath, I should say. You'll see with some sheaths where they just go on the blade, you've only got an eighth of an inch between, sheathing the blade and stabbing yourself. Alrighty, now it's starting to look like something. So it's right up on there when it's fully sheathed, right up on there. Pretty happy with that. I like having a little extra up top. That way, if I'm taking it out slowly, I can kind of use my thumb to help me. And it is a little loose right now, but when you add the rivets, or when we add the rivets here in a minute, it'll really squeeze down on that blade. Okay, so this is the rivet. I'm going to go with black this time because I think it'll look cooler. So you just got to press it into here, just like that. And so you see the excess hanging off the side there. You come over here to our arbor press. So you put the bottom of the rivet. It's just kind of hard to do one-handed. Alrighty. With a better camera angle here, you put the rivet just here in the bottom of the swage, and then this little guide will come down here, press the metal out, and now you see the top there has been cold forged around the Kydex. Alrighty, so it's really starting to come together now. So you see here, it's all been riveted. These look a lot nicer than they did before. It's not quite as bulky. Okay, so now we're going to sand it, then we're going to buff it, make all those edges nice and smooth. So it's still a little dirty, covered in Kydex dust, but goes in, get that nice click. It's not going anywhere, nice and sturdy. And I get full grip of the handle, a lot less space being taken up. So I'm pretty happy with it. So that's it for my video today. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm going to try and do a nice longer gardening video here in the next couple of weeks, and as I go, my editing processes will improve. But thanks for watching.